My name is Colin Such, reporting to you live for Geography 101, bringing you the latest Bay Area traffic news. Today, we'll be taking a deeper dive into the ever-changing Bay Area traffic pollution problem. While California might be one of the most progressive and forward-thinking states in the Union, they still have a huge problem on their hands when it comes to car emissions. In 2017, 994,000 cars had been registered in SF County alone. Alameda County blowing them out of the water with an incredible 1.3 million registered cars. While these numbers may be stunning, the effect that they have on the environment and the community around us is by far worse. Let's jump into this problem head first and find out what harm these emissions have already done to our community and how people just like yourself are helping combat these issues. Let's take a deeper look. Since 2000, there has been an ever-increasing amount of new homes and developments being built in San Francisco. These new communities are forced to be built closer and closer to freeways and busy exits, as the amount of space in SF is ever decreasing. Disturbingly, these communities are mostly comprised of people of color. According to data obtained from the 2010 census, freeways almost act as color lines between communities, with the racial makeup of one side to the other being notably different. Living this close to constant traffic has some serious health implications that go hand in hand with exposure to exhaust emissions like CO2. The organization PODER, which stands for People Organizing to Demand Environmental Justice, is a grassroots organization that has been using public health records to show how these communities are disparately impacted. San Francisco Department of Public Health records indicate that in the Excelsior district of SF, the neighborhoods in this district exceeded the recommended amount of roadway exhaust exposure, leading to the highest number of cases in asthma, lung cancer, and lung disease in all of SF. But it's not just communities in San Francisco that are being affected. If we take a look at West Oakland, we can see that their CO2 exposure is just as bad, or possibly even worse than San Francisco's. According to data from the Alameda County Public Health Department, if you compare average life expectancies to those living in West Oakland versus those living in the Oakland Hills, you can see that neighborhoods located more towards the hills have an average lifespan of 7 years longer than those living in West Oakland in the more flatter regions. While many factors contribute to one's health, studies show that exposure to carbon dioxide and nitrous oxide are associated with asthma and heart disease, just like the San Francisco's public health records indicated. We can clearly see how living this close to big highways is not beneficial to your health. But there are things that you and I can both do to help stamp down our carbon footprint and make a cleaner Bay Area. But fear not, for there are many ways to lessen your own carbon footprint in your daily lives, and most of them are already available. San Francisco has about 900 buses that run daily for public transportation. About 650 of them are hybrid vehicles, meaning they run half on electricity and half on gasoline. The other 250 are zero-emission vehicles, meaning they have no exhaust fumes whatsoever. Taking public transit may be hard during the times of COVID, but according to the Center for Climate Change and Energy Solutions, if you were to swap out your car for public transportation on your daily commute once a week, a single person could save up to 4,800 pounds of CO2 annually. Now, let's move on to biking. A 2015 study from the Institute of Transportation and Development Policy states that if everyone were to increase their cycling by about 20% worldwide, we could cut out CO2 emissions by about 11% by 2050. These small changes are big steps in the right direction when it comes to reducing our carbon footprint. With the data that I have explained today, we can see how an unhealthy exposure of exhaust emissions can lead to severe problems in one's health, and also an overall warming in our Earth's temperature. But I also highlighted some methods that individuals like yourself can do to help reduce the amount of emissions that are put into the air. I know we all long for a cleaner and more healthy community and planet. And if we were all to make a few small changes to our lives, I know that we could start down the path to undo all the harm that's already been done to our beautiful planet. Thank you for tuning in to this special broadcast about traffic pollution in the Bay Area, brought to you by Geography 101. And until next time, have a good night.